Episode 77 done.
Yeah.
We hit up UFC 231 yesterday. The T-City fight versus Max Holloway. Ioane and Jacek versus Shevchenko. Yeah, it was pretty dope. Very insightful. What'd you think, Fish?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I think we go in topic that is something not many people think about.
That's true. Yeah, actually, that's very, very true. You're right.
Cool. Merchandise.
Yeah, so if you want to support the podcast, pick up the tees on Teespring at shop.lmfr.com. Or alternately, you can
Comment, like, share, subscribe.
I like how you changed the order up there. Yeah, also shoot those video replies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting for one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope you enjoy.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Boom, we are back from that episode of Socratic Gamers. This is episode 77. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great way to enter into this one. You got double digits, same digits. It's almost like Kismet. Yeah, so anyways, this is not your... Well, this is your regularly scheduled podcast where we talk about one thing from the week. Just kidding, it's supposed to be 4, but we're going to only talk about one thing. Because we saw probably one of the most gladiatory events ever.
It sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
When we say that.
It sounds cool. It sounds cool when you hype. You're right. It sounds cool when you hype it like that.
Yeah.
You know? It's a gladiator event. We've seen 2
Right.
men enter the octagon.
Yeah.
And then that is really what it is. It's like the hype surrounding
Yeah.
it. So like this is probably one of the most enlightening events for me.
Okay.
Because I always aspired to be like, I would never want to fight in the UFC, but because I love martial arts, I would love to like coach in the UFC, right? Maybe.
Okay.
But then like seeing it actually in person,
Yeah.
it completely dispelled the entire mystery.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, why would I ever want to do this?
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, let me just
So
quickly,
yeah, what we saw, yeah.
I'm gonna first go with the historical reference. So like when we went to Rome, and we went to the arena, right, the Colosseum, and then we were like listening to it, and they were like talking about like how it was, and like how there was like when you see it, it was like seats, and they said like, oh, people would sell food. You could buy like bread, wine, whatever, and then people would often like leave to go party, and then they'd come back. To the venue to sit down and then watch the events happen, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's exactly what we did yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was completely stripped away. There was no announcer. There was no like music. It was just like complete silence. You could hear
During the
everyone.
fight.
During the fight, yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
And it's like that's what it would have been like back in the day. Like this is literally. Yeah. I know I said it poetically before, and it was like. It was the knowledge, you know, it's like, oh, I know this is supposed to be like a gladiator event, right? But I didn't I wasn't wise to it. Like I didn't have the experience. I only had the knowledge. So going to it, it's like, oh no, we are really reliving the same things as we did thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
We just don't think of it like that.
No.
Nothing's changed. We think everything's like
this sport itself is more closer to
what we've always been doing.
To that gladiator time, right?
100%. Yeah. But it was almost like when I saw it, it was like very barbaric. I was like, I could see. So like now they're fighting like shirtless and like, you know, punching and stuff. But it's like, no, back then they would have fought with swords.
Yeah, or whatever weapon.
Or whatever weapon. Or they would have fought animals.
Oh, yeah,
right?
That's true.
Or like they even said they had ship battles. So like in the Colosseum, yeah, it was crazy. When we went there, they said that
chariot ones too, right?
Chariot ones too, but this is the craziest one that they'd fill up the Colosseum.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, damn!
And when we went there, it was crazy. They're like,
so wait,
filled
they
it
got
up with water, and they'd bring the
huge,
ships, and they'd have a ship battle.
That's a huge what?
I know, it's nuts, right?
So that's a huge arena to fill so much water with.
It's pretty huge, but it's not like.
I'm just saying, like
the stuff we have today is way bigger.
No. Yeah, I get that.
It's pretty big though. Still.
But I'm saying, like, they must have had some pumping system going on.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
They
I wonder
filled
how
it up with
they.
water. Yeah, yeah.
How did they, like, what kind of
I don't know.
technology?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
true,
asking
true.
about, because we have machines that kind of, like, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So, like,
Yeah.
how did they, bring in the water? That's also interesting to
They
know.
even said they had trap doors.
Yeah.
So like, in the middle of a fight, they'd pop out a tiger or something.
Oh, yeah.
From the bottom.
That
It's
that
like,
I've seen in movies. Yeah.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
it's like that stuff's real. But like
Yeah.
so with this, it's like we are literally back in that time.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
going to it yesterday was like it was such an eye-opening experience, and it's like so for me, like leading up to the event, I wanted to go to everything. I wanted
Yeah,
to
you
know
saw
everything,
everything.
right? So I saw
Yeah.
the press conference, I saw the weigh-ins, I
Mm-hmm.
saw the open workout, and like all their friends were walking around, and it was like, oh, you guys are normal, like because I used to play shows, right? Like
Yeah.
band, like very small. You were in it too, and you were like my entourage coming, right? if you think about it, right, in that way, right? Because you come see me and like, oh, you're friends with the band,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's sort of like that. It's like, oh, you're friends with the fighter, but it's like when you've done this kind of stuff before,
Yeah.
you dispel the illusion, especially because I've studied marketing. So it's like I understand how like who's getting all this pay, like these people right now. Like this guy Bruce Buffer who's holding the mic in this video, if you're watching it, like he's just a showman.
Yeah, of course.
He's just there to hype the people.
Yeah.
But did you notice that like the speakers weren't even good? Like, you know, like when you watch on TV, like because I was texting like my cousins, my other friends, and they're like, oh my god, it looks so hype. Oh, is it sick there? I'm like, no, it's nobody's cheering.
Well, they were when the
They were.
main event was going on.
They were, but they said that the whole thing was hype. Like the way that they made it look on TV was like, yo, you guys like.
Well, yeah,
we're
we
in
did
for a
notice
show.
like I did pick out those microphones.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would assume that they wouldn't raise the volume of whichever side is a little bit louder.
For sure. They were
Right.
searching, and they're like, okay, let's turn up the mic.
Like they
volume
must
on this
have like
side.
a volume. Like they must have like a volume range. What's going on? With the
100%.
audios.
And it's also like how when I went to the press conference,
But I kind of enjoyed it. Anyways, yeah.
when I went to the press conference, like Max said something, and then he dropped the mic, and I was like, okay, you just put the mic down. It's like whatever. And then I watched the same video on Instagram of what I'd seen, and it was like they over amplified the sound of the mic drop, and it looked like so dramatic. He's like, whoa, blah 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 blah, bang, drop the mic, and it was like boom, and it made it seem like, oh shoot, like stuff was about to be popping, but it was like when we heard it live, I didn't even hear the mic drop.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's all an orchestrated show.
I mean, yeah. Well, it has to be
And us in the crowd,
as a method to sell the product.
100%. But us in the
product.
crowd paying.
Yeah.
Oh, what he's doing right now is a kesakatami. Oh, that's an arm triangle choke. It's so funny studying like with Carlos now. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
totally understand these moves now. He's taught us all these things.
Right.
Right. But anyways, so like it's crazy to think that we paid like $300. That was a short fight. We paid $300
That was short.
for. That's not how it happened in real life.
No. No, that's the exact opposite.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, you definitely got to watch this on YouTube because we're just playing a simulation of the fight. But anyways,
Yeah.
so like it's interesting to think that we paid like $300 for our seat, but it's like but the experience was so crappy. I would have rather been at home watching it. Because
Right.
I could actually study the technique. Like so,
Yeah.
Joe Rogan always said that there are two types of people that watch the UFC. There's the ones that are like hype fans. They don't really know what's going on. They're just like, oh my god, bloodshed, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
right.
that sounds more like the olden gladiator time.
Exactly,
Like
and
they would cheer like-
then they're actual students of martial arts, where it's like
Right.
they don't care about the glitz and glamour. They just want to see what technique are you using to win this battle, which is where I fall under. So when I went there, I was like, oh my god, this is so dumb. Like they spent more money on the camera systems for the pay-per-view than our experience.
Yeah.
It felt so stripped away. There was like it was silent. So like, what commentary are you guys talking about?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause like when they're watching, like, oh my god, Joe's shouting. That's why they have color commentators. That's why they have Joe Rogan. Without
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, the pay-per-view is gonna be crap.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to know what a UFC experience is like, turn the volume off on your TV screen, and then it's close, but it's still not the same because they cut the camera angles. So it seems faster than it is because they're every like 4 seconds they're changing the angle.
Right.
So like I remember when I first watched the UFC, I was like, oh my god, these guys are amazing fighters. Like their fight speed is so fast because my eye's trying to catch what they're doing every 4 seconds, right? But then when you watch it live, you're like, oh no, this is the same speed I spar at. Like this is normal for me. Like I thought you guys were gonna be like really fast, but there are people that are super fast, right? Like who actually do have a faster fight speed than what I'm used to.
Okay.
And those people are the ones that are killing it in the UFC because they're really good martial artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then they come from these other organizations, and then like people are like, oh my god, you guys are they're crushing all the divisions. It's like no, because most of the fighters in the UFC are amateurs. Like they're not really good. They're not excellent at what they do.
Yeah.
They're just the ones getting paid. And the ones that are excellent are just making money out of it. Like Valentina. She, like, when Joanna first came to the UFC, she was an amazing MMA. She was an amazing Thai fighter.
Okay.
That girl.
Yeah.
She's an amazing Thai fighter. And then people are like, oh my god, she's amazing. She's destroying all the people. It's like, yeah, because all of her other competition doesn't have the skill set to match this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she came from a very tough league. But then when Valentina came, she had defeated Joanna twice in competition already.
Right. I like the way she entered into the ring.
Because she knew. She's like...
Well, what I felt like when I was watching this, like, because they put on the specific music, this is like WWE. I mean, why do we all start with the...
That's so funny that you said that. I made this post. All right, so if you're curious about our experience, go to at Ervil James. I did a whole story series on it. But all right, go ahead. I wrote that. I didn't show you this,
I noticed that. I'm like every
is
fighter's
so
got a specific music.
You're going to walk in, you're going to do a little dance, you know?
All right, some of them were dancier.
And then I like Valentina because... So the reason why she's like that is she trains at Tiger Muay Thai.
Okay.
In Thailand.
Yeah.
And in Thailand... By the time you're like 20, you've had 1,000 fights, right? But people are like, oh my god, 1,000 fights. Oh, it's gonna be like UFC. You're gonna have all this brain damage. No, because the Thais know that they're pawns for gambling.
Right.
In Thailand, the fighters know that they're only there so that bettors can make money. Mm-hmm. But in the West, we glorify them as heroes, as like idols.
We also bet though.
That's what I'm saying. But nobody thinks about the bet. We do bet, but because of the glitz and glamour, you forget about the betting. You think that they're amazing superstars, but in Thailand, they know that they're just.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can. There are a significant group that is betting, but I don't know how many people are in this arena.
But in Thailand, it's all betting. That's the whole reason why they created this. Right. Nobody's like, because in Thailand, those are all poor people. The fighters are all like poor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're trying to make money. I understand.
They're trying to make money. Yeah. So they're like, okay, if I can wow the bettors, then like we've been doing this throughout history, like getting different things to fight. If it's not humans, it's dogs. If it's not dogs, it's like chickens, you know? Mm-hmm. If it's not chickens, it's fighting fish.
Yeah.
We're just betting. Yeah. These people are just pawns for a betting game.
Right.
And some people know it. So like I watched Max Holloway's fight, he's like, I don't care, like his post interview, and he's like, I don't care, just feed me. It's like, yeah, because you know that you are a gladiator. You are a pawn for making money.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason why I love Brian Ortega is because, like, even if you watch the way he walks out, it's like he knows that he's only here to put on a show to gain exposure for other things. He knows that this doesn't define him as a person.
No, of course, yeah.
But certain people do. Certain people do.
Right.
Not to call out certain people, but there are certain people that think that you are a hero just because you fight in a ring. No. You're the world champion of people crazy enough to do this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you're not really the world. If you were the world champion, you probably wouldn't even be fighting. Like, what about the people that train with the world champion? And they're like, no, why would I fight? You guys are crazy. I'm just going to go to my 9 to 5 and get more money than you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, no head trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would I hurt myself like this?
Yeah.
And, like, so back to Valentina. This is so funny watching all these moves now after having studied it. I'm like, I totally do this when I'm training. I've done all these transitions too.
But
like,
none of this happened in the game. None of this happened in real life.
No, because it's more sloppy in real life. Yeah. It's like you're not really doing. Anyways,
like this didn't even happen at all.
This did not happen at all. Yeah. So Valentina,
there you go.
Valentina in when she walked out, you're like, oh, I really like her, and she's playing her like traditional music because she knows she's just a chicken in the ring for betting. So she's done this thousands of times. If you're a Thai fighter, especially if you've come from Thailand and have fought in those competitions,
Yeah.
you know it's all about betting.
Gotcha.
So you don't care about acclaim. But there were some fighters that like literally like came out and everyone's like, oh yeah, you're the best, you're Canadian, blah blah blah, and then he was feeling himself too hard. He's like, yes, I am the master of these people, I am the best, blah blah blah. And then
I don't know if
no,
maybe
you could see it.
No, I understand
that one fighter.
No,
Right?
No. I understand that.
Okay.
That. I know that I think they should know this too, though. But when you just like the fighters who are fighting, if they have a Canadian flag, they're gonna have because you're in Canada.
But
right?
some people feel themselves too hard because so Mighty Mouse, amazing. He's like, I'm gonna post these like. Now that I've seen it in person, I'm gonna post the ones that I'm like, oh, they were telling us the whole time. Mighty Mouse is like, I don't care about the belt. Like that thing's gonna leave you as fast as it came.
Yeah.
Right. And then he was like, I was backstage with this person.
It's more like you can say like it's a commercial for their product next.
He knows,
right?
like he wants to be sponsored. He wants to do movies. He wants to be sponsored by video games. Yeah. So like he was in the back and he's like, hey, hey, chill out. It's just a fight. Yeah. He said this to someone, and then she was like, no, it's not a fight. It's just my life. Blah 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 blah. And he's like, oh man, you're taking this way too seriously. And then she lost, and then she went into like a spiraling depression.
Yeah.
It was like that fighter I heard on Joe Rogan. She's like, she tore her ACL in the fight, and then she went crazy. She like. Not crazy, but she went sad, and then she was like eating and like drinking and doing all these drugs to like cope with the pain. And then she said the only thing that pulled her out of it was working with people with Parkinson's. It's like, yeah, because that's real, bro. Right now, if you don't realize you're just a pawn for betting, then you're gonna be used and manipulated by the system.
Yeah.
And that's why Conor McGregor isn't he's a good fighter, but what he is he's a masterful marketer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like, it's so funny that Brian keeps winning because the statistics in this game believe that Brian's better, but in real life, like, he lost handedly.
There it is again.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, he won again. Because the simulation believes that Brian's better.
Right.
You know, anyways, so, but, you know, Brian, I love you because I can see, because I've watched all his interviews, I'm like, I know why you're doing this. He almost died, okay? He almost drowned, and he's like, I'm only here, like, he's like, I'm here to make the most of my experiences because like I could have been dead, you know. And it's like when you're feeling yourself too hard, you get into the hype, and of course you're ready for like a train fall. Makes me think of the Golden Globes or something, or like watching movies behind the scenes. Like we watch behind the scenes all the time, and it's like it's so ridiculous when you see them on a green screen, but then when you watch them on TV, it's like hilarious. I mean, no, sorry, it's not hilarious, amazing, but it's hilarious behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course.
You know, just like this is like, this is basically a great example of don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. This is another example of don't piss on me. The whole thing you were just.
I think yeah, but if you like, I knew what I was getting into because I know what this is. I've been to many, like, you know, we've been
for sure. No. I knew what I was getting into, but I was like, I was deluded by the marketing as well.
Okay.
I thought that it was something more than it was.
The point of marketing is
for sure, but I thought it was something more than it was, and then when you see it for what it is, you're like, oh, this is a delusion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not real.
Okay.
And it's like, even this video game, like, we're playing this video game right now, and like, what are you doing?
Oh, don't worry.
Well, why don't you just play a fight sim?
We will. We are.
All right. So anyways, so like when you watch this video game, you're like, oh my God, I'm playing as my character who like fight for his cause and like was this amazing guy, blah, blah. Oh, I didn't know you could do this. This is sick.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So in the video game, all right, so if you're listening to this, you probably know what's going on. But if you press the card, they'll actually gear up all the fights that were on the card and they'll just sim it for you.
Yeah, I did it from way before.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Anyways,
we'll get a better result this way.
So when you watch it in the video game, when you watch it on TV, it's all a production to make you believe that it's something that it's not. And then when you see them in real life,
of course, I mean we are playing our extras in this audience right now. We are
for sure,
the extras, but we paid to be extras.
Yeah, and that's why it's crazy. And like when you see them in person, you're like,
but you know, I knew what I was getting into, and especially from that line that I, you know, are we not? Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
That is the line that I always remember, and that's what this is all about.
But if you watch
entertainment, though.
So if you watch the embedded videos, you start to think that they're more than they are. If you have
but
no
you
idea
could
who the
tell,
person
like,
is,
no one really hates someone else. Like, it's a whole setup.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's a whole setup to create hype, to people to buy tickets or people to buy the pay-per-view.
For sure.
That's what this is.
I'm going to post this one as well, but GSP, like, he outed it. He's like, oh, I hate Michael Bisping, but I love Michael Bisping, right? And he's like, oh, why? Joe Rogan's like, why? He's like, because, like, in front of the cameras, he's like, oh, you're nothing, George, you're nothing. And then all of a sudden they go to the bathroom, and then he's, like, going to take a piss, and George is like, oh, crap, it's Michael Bisping. Oh, no, like, he was just shouting at me, and he's like, oh, cameras, buddy? He's like, hey, you have that Eco Forester? And then he's like, hey, I got it. He's like, oh, how much the gas is on that? Oh, it's pretty good. All right, game face. All right, here we go. Oh, screw you. And then what's his name?
But I'm telling
George
you,
St. Pierre's like, what's going on?
It's not just in this. It's in a lot of things that are involved in media.
It's
in a lot of things that's in it. Yeah.
But see, I thought this was the last thing that was real.
Right.
But then when you see it, you're like, either you're deluded into thinking this is real, or
I just hope you didn't think, like, I know what you mean, real, but the hype is all made up,
hype.
but like
it's hype. That's what it is.
They're just normal fighters.
They're just normal
people.
If you don't know who these people are, so like when I watched the first undercard, I was like, I have no idea who these people are, right? And they're all being paid $3,000 to fight on the undercard. Because that's the Reebok sponsorship, right? That's the minimum. $3,000. You train a whole year, you get $3,000 for this.
Right.
And you got smoked for our entertainment. We were just slow clapping like, good job, monkey. Dance for us. You know what I mean? That's how it felt. Because it was silent, and all you hear is like, it would be different if like people were analyzing like, so I hear like Hickson always said it's better to fight in Japan. Because in Japan, it's like, it's silent, and they're like, oh, good job, good transition, and they'll like clap, right? They'll clap when you're doing a good technique move. But here, people like in the crowd, stand and bang, fight for it.
Yeah,
you know,
but there was claps too, though, right?
There were
like
when it's different. Like
I get it,
obnoxious people behind us. Like,
of course, there's gonna be. Yeah, I mean.
So remember when you and I were talking, and I was like, okay, you want. Remember, she tried to throw the kick, but because Valentina had kept Charlie horsing that one leg, she can't throw the kick anymore, because if she puts the one leg in the air, she can't support all of her weight on that Charlie horse leg, right? So, she's 5'5", just like me. See, could fought her. But anyways, so she couldn't put her leg, she couldn't kick anymore because all the weight's on that one leg.
Right.
So if I heard that in the crowd, it's like, oh, you guys are really analyzing this fight. But the people behind us were like, man, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Don't do that. It's like, do you even know what it is she's doing?
Right.
Like, how can you say, like, you're doing a poor job? It's like, but no, she can't kick anymore. Like, your leg's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and then the other girl turned around, it's like a chess match. It's actually a lot harder than you think. I'm like, yeah, thanks for repeating another tagline that I've heard, a cliche that I've heard 1,000 times, bro. But what do you mean by it's a, like, tell me what is actually going on. But nobody actually knew what was going on. They were just like, blood, 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 But then I was thinking of it, I was imagining, like, what if I was a friend of, like, Brian or Max, and then I was watching my friend fight in the ring. It's like, I would be like, dude, stop doing this. Like, your face is mangled, and, like, you've done it. Like, yeah, you're world famous now, bro. Like, walk away. You're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a steep price to pay.
Of course it is. Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just tripping me out.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, especially for these types of fights, like boxing, it's like the same kind of.
It makes me think of boxing. Like, is it just gonna be silent too? No commentary?
I'm pretty sure.
So then it's like,
I think so.
But so then it's like, damn, we're doing the same thing. It's like gladiator stuff all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Anything else?
Well, because I think I knew what I was getting into. I've been to, like, I just find it entertaining as what it's supposed to be.
Right, for sure.
Right? I didn't come into it with specific hype. mindset per se.
Right. Okay.
I'm here to just
You're like, oh, it's
enjoy
gladiator time.
the show.
Let me just enjoy the
Yeah.
gladiatorness.
Yeah,
for sure.
And get an experience of what it may have been like.
100%.
In the time of the gladiators.
That's why that's funny because we were laughing about it. Like I easily spent like $200 last night. But like, because I was just buying I bought like the popcorn, the pop, the pizzas,
right.
you know, and the T-shirt at the end. Because I was like, it's not that
T-shirt was the expensive one,
$80. It's not that I wanted to buy these things. It's like I wanted to know what it feels like to be in it. Like, all right, you're trying to sell me all these things. What are you trying to sell me? Are you trying to sell me happiness? No, you're trying to take my money.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like, how do people not know this? The food wasn't even good. Like, it's terrible for you.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I still feel sick. Like, remember when I was going home? We were going home. Like, oh damn, I feel like I throw up because I just ate so much bad food. Even today, I feel like I ate so much bad food, right? But it's like,
because you ate so much bad food.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, but that's what they're selling us. That's like, but it was just a means to make money, and everything was overpriced.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, once you're in there,
$10 for a small bag of M&Ms. I was like, let's do it. Like, let me see what it is you're trying to feed these people. Yeah. And it's like you're feeding them lies and illusions, bro. Like, it's like we're being prostituted. Not only the fighters, but the people who were in the arena, you know. I would have much rather have like eaten a great meal. I 100% get why Joe Rogan's like, I'd rather do those fight companions than actually go to the UFC. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's probably amazing. And then Eddie Bravo's like, I haven't been to a UFC in like 10 years, right? And I'm like, why? But going to it, it's like, oh, I get it. It's more comfortable at home.
Yeah.
You can just stop watching. You're like, okay, I should do something else.
Yeah. And you get the commentary.
You get the commentary. You get a better experience. You get to see the better angle.
Yeah.
You know, and like, it just seems even so barbaric. Even right now, if you look at it, like, because I never really realized it, I would always just obsess over the fighter, right? But you could see there's 4 people filming this fight. Like, even the video game. Look.
Yeah, I know that. You can see this in when you watch it on TV.
I know, but I never focused on it because
I always focused on that.
Right, see, I'm obsessed with martial arts.
Oh, because I like
the production.
I like seeing how well the production is. I want to see the camera guys.
That's your
mindset. That's my mindset. I'm like,
no, but see,
ooh, when they buy the fence, they gotta get off that and go right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
And then
I pay attention to that a lot more.
And you're like, okay, scramble to get that angle.
I think I'm more interested in the production of it
because you don't want to be pissed on and be told it's raining. It's true, right? Because you're like, what's really going on here?
Right. All right.
See, I was obsessed with the fighting, so I was like, okay, I want to watch the rain. But then you realize, oh, you're peeing on me though.
Okay.
You know, like I'd much rather have been at home, so I could study what moves you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and like,
I mean, you need to do at least one. Like, this is our one-time experience.
You know
right?
what? I wonder, because like I truly believe Joe Rogan is a Zen Buddha.
Okay.
A Zen person is somebody who is fully in the moment. Mm-hmm. They've just whatever it is you're doing. So they say like you will never know a Zen master when you meet them. If you know he's a Zen master, then he's not a Zen master, which is kind of paradoxical. But it's like a Zen person is just somebody who just enjoys their life. Maximizes their experience, right? And a Buddha is somebody who doesn't let the world affect them. You could call me names and I just won't, whatever. That's your opinion, right? Yeah. That's a Buddha. So I truly believe Joe Rogan is a Zen Buddha. He's just doing his job and he realized the illusion of all of it.
But I think if you do it enough times, he does. How many of these have he's done? Right?
But I think Joe Rogan, and he does like a lot of psychedelics. So there's got to have been a point where he realized what we're talking about right now. And I think that's why he's trying to wake people up to it. He's like, you got to go to at least one UFC event. And I'm like, why? And then you go once, you're like, I get it. Because it's an illusion. But then the people that don't get it, they're just going to be like, oh, what an amazing show. It was so spectacular. It's like, no, you were sitting in crappy seats with crappy food. You had to pee, and there was billions of people there that you had to wait in line with. 2 fights broke out while we were there. This is the crazy part. 2 fights broke out while we were in the UFC, in the crowd.
In the crowd. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're getting way worked up about people's lives right now.
Yeah, well, they're also inebriated too, right?
And they're like, that's my girl.
Just
like,
add on to
she's like, no, Joanna's my favorite. And it's like, bro, Joanna doesn't know you exist.
Yeah.
So why are you fighting for her? Just enjoy her martial arts technique.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a fan doesn't realize. A fan doesn't realize that they don't exist in the mind of the idol. God
I think
doesn't
they should know that.
God or an idol doesn't know that we're alive.
Yeah.
We are a speck of dust in the cosmos.
Yeah, of course.
The reality is you're a speck of dust in Joanna's mind. She doesn't know you exist.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much you believe she knows you exist, she does not know you exist in her mind. You may know everything. You're like, but that's why you get crazy fans. I read everything. I know everything about you.
Oh, yeah. Of course you're going to get the crazy fans.
And then the guy's like, dude, what the hell? I've never met you in my life.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. But I don't think everyone there is a crazy fan.
No, of course. Like us. So we were like, okay, I want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But see, Joe Rogan was like, he's like, the thing that I was listening to his podcast, he's like, the thing that I hate is when people come up to you and because you shit on your friends, they start shitting on you. They say the most meanest things, and then you're like, dude, why'd you say that? And you're like, but you guys say it to each other all the time. It's like, yeah, we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
You're hearing us on a podcast. Like, we can do this to each other, but I don't know you. You're just like a terrible human being in my mind now.
Right.
But you saw that through all those people that's sitting around us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I found funny was like the people in the undercard when they're like, oh yeah, I got my family tickets to the fight, and we were in like one of the last rows. And
not in the top.
Yeah, we're in the top.
That didn't happen.
And that did not happen. No, Joanna did not win. So we were in the top, right? And like all these, this one fighter had his family sitting behind us.
Yeah.
And then he walked up, everyone was cheering. And
this was her dream.
Yeah, this was her dream.
Sorry,
yeah. The family was sitting behind us, and then he came up, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Remember, because I was on my phone, like I was like trying to share the story, and you're like, oh yeah, that guy just fought, and like now he's back with his family.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, he's back in
yeah, there was there's two of them, and that was like some guy's wife.
Yeah, so he was they were in civilian clothes, and he was eating French fries. He probably, when he finished his performance, Dana White's probably like, oh, here's a coupon to get free fries. And that's where those fries came from, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you
I
look
doubt
at
he even gave him a coupon.
He probably didn't even buy him a coupon. He's just like, good job. You made $3,000 for that fight. Go buy yourself some fries. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then that guy was like, oh man, I just like put my life on the line for all of your entertainment. You know what I mean? That's the reality of the situation. You got to see what's going on backstage, you know? He probably never even met Dana White, except for that one handshake at the weigh-ins. He's like, thanks for doing this, buddy. You're making your dreams come true, blah, blah. He's feeding a story to the fighter.
White. Do you think they meet Dana White?
During the weigh-in.
Oh, they meet them
because he stands there and he shakes.
Oh, okay. That's the only. That's probably the only time.
Yeah. Even Brian said he's like, I've never met. Oh no, Stylebender. He's like, I've never met Dana White face to face until we were in a club and somebody's like, oh, you're a UFC fighter? Here, come with me. And they brought him to Dana. He's like, oh, what the hell? I've never met you. You know.
Okay.
Again, illusions. That's why I like listening to the fighters talk on Joe Rogan's podcast, because they tell you like it really is. It's like all a game. Play Nelson. I like Gunnar Nelson. Here, there's a guy, Aubin Mercier. Sorry to shout you out like that. My bad.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Aubin.
Still love the fact that you got in there, but he was the guy that was like, yeah, they love me, I'm Canadian. And then as soon as he started losing, everyone started cheering against him, and it's like, yeah, it's bandwagon fanship, bro.
No, yeah, they were only cheering
bandwagon
at the beginning.
Remember when he came out, like his opponent?
Yeah.
Burns,
no,
they were like, boo, boo.
Yeah, no. But
like,
that's because it's a country thing, right?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And he was like putting his hand in the air, like, yeah.
Most people that were there were Brazilian. Right? Most people,
I mean,
the fighters.
Brazilians are prize fight. Not prize fight. I forgot what Hickson said. There's a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a not lucha libre. I forgot what it's called, but it's like basically you're a prize fighter. You're like a chicken cockfighter. You know, there's like a word for it. But anyways,
yeah, there's a lot of them. That was there.
Yeah, from Brazil, because that's their national sport. Like that's what they all do.
Yeah.
So anyways, I thought it was really funny that guy was like feeling himself. Like he's like, yeah, they love me, and then like he started losing, and then they were cheering against him. It's like, if they really loved you, they would have not done that. You know what I mean? It's illusions. And then what I find so funny is watching the camera. Like, so as the person's walking in the ring, they're showing him like getting ready and whatever, but you're always like, what is the other guy doing? And then I was watching the other guy's stretching. And then remember that one guy that I forgot his name, but like,
yeah, that's the thing I always like to know, right? Because
what are they doing behind the
scenes?
Because when the camera's on, but remember the one guy that was doing like those like dive rolls?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it was like jump for me, monkey. Let me take some of the shine away from the guy's entrance. It's like, bro, just wait your turn. You already got your entrance. You don't need to jump around the ring, like, to hype us all up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but this is the whole idea, man. Are we not entertained? That's the whole point.
Are we not entertained?
Are you not?
The thing that I found funny when I was like, looking at something, and then you're like, hey, watch the ring, girl. Get ready. 3, 2, camera's coming on. All right, she put the sign back up.
Yeah, this is what I like.
It's hilarious.
It's the production.
Because it's like when you see it on TV, it's like, oh wow, look, she's geared to go. She's giving us the time number, whatever. But then when you look at it without the camera, she's like bored. She's like waiting. She's like, all right, what am I gonna? Put my sign in there. Okay, tell me when to go. Go. All right, start walking. Walk around the ring. Yeah. This is my 5 minutes of fame. Walk around the ring. I remember one of our friends is like, I won't name who it is, but he'll know if he hears this. But he's like, oh, one of my friends is a ring girl. And before I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. She's like, yeah, he parties with Dana. I'm like, what? That's crazy, man. To be in that world, blah, blah, blah. And seeing it's like, oh, that's just objectification, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like you are being prized just like, you're being prized for looking good in a bikini, just like they're being prized for beating each other up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, it felt like prostitution. It was like, you're just take my money.
But this is what it is, though, right?
Here, just take my money. That's really what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
We don't care about these people. This is a quick unfollow. You lost that match, unfollow, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, humans are fickle. We don't really like, and that's why I think it was so funny. Remember, I was telling you, like, as like you came home and I was like, yo, what up? I was making jokes when you came home, and like, I was thinking about it. I was like, all these people wish that they could hang out with these fighters, these celebrities, these like actors, whatever. And it's like, no, you don't really know them, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to hang out with them.
I would never want to hang out with you because it's like,
I like your
awkward.
craft.
I like your craft, but it'd be so awkward. I'd make a joke and you wouldn't understand the joke. I'd rather just make a joke to you and then we'd laugh about the joke that I made because it's inside joke. Because they have their own friends that they do that stuff with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why I don't understand fanship. It's like, yeah, they're really good at fight. You know what? I wouldn't want to hang out with you, but I'd love to learn a lesson from you.
Don't be a stan.
Don't be a stan. Yeah, exactly. Don't be a stan, bro. And like what I'd prefer is if I met you, I'd be like, hey, show me how you did that arm lock.
Yeah.
That's what I'd want to know. Or like if you're an amazing painter, like how did you come up with that painting, bro?
That's so like those types of people are very limited. Like very.
That's what I'm saying.
Not many at all.
Not many. If you actually paint, what was that thing you were saying? I was saying. A real this is so negative to say, but like, just gonna throw it out there. Whatever, man. We got like low views. Doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna hear this until the future. Until he hears it, they bring it back.
Make an
like,
apology.
I can't. Sorry.
We gotta make an apology.
Yeah, like so that's funny. The difference between famous and not famous is crowd size. The person didn't change. You know, he's still the exact same person, but we glorify them more, and we think that they're better just because a bunch of people follow them. No, he's still the same insecure, empty person. You just have 100,000 people following you now.
Right.
That's it. But all right, so
of course.
I was saying that I think it's funny that no real martial artist, because I study, people are like, I study martial arts. Oh, what do you do? Oh yeah, I been training jiu-jitsu for 4 years. I'm a purple belt. Like, okay, yeah, you study the technique of martial arts, but you don't actually study martial arts. Martial arts is a mindset. It has nothing to do with...
It's not just the fighting, it's also the philosophy that's behind it.
And when you actually study those philosophical books, those historical references, you find out that it was all about killing. It had nothing to do with like, okay, grab me here. Like, that's why I love training with Carlos, because Carlos is always like, yeah, under rules, but if we were going to really fight, I would rip out your jugular right now. And I was like, I heard that at
Street Fight. Yeah,
Street Fight. I heard that in my first martial arts academy that I trained at. They're like, oh, if I was really going to fight you, I'd just like rip out your jugular or whatever. But they had no technique.
Yeah.
So going to Carlos, who's showing me these crazy techniques. He's like, okay, this is a hold down. From this hold down, you could hold somebody down and hit them in the face. But alternately, if this was a real fight, you would just hold them down and poke their eye. And I was like, that's so real. But there's no eye gouging, no biting, none of that stuff, right?
Right.
I was training with I was training with this person at martial arts. I won't say exactly who the person is, but I was training with them, and it was hilarious because like I got them in a we were drilling a mount.
Yeah.
You hear that sound? Or whatever. We were drilling a mount.
Yeah.
And then we were drilling an escape from a mount. And then when I was going for the mount, no. So we were doing collar chokes. Okay, hold on. Sorry, that's our dog making an appearance. Oh yeah, she wants some love. So we're drilling a collar choke, right? Where you sink 2 arms in. Okay, right. Bubba. Hold on. Okay, Bubba. Yes, go play. All right. So we're drilling a collar choke. So what that is you put one arm in, you put another arm in, and then you pull. You put one arm in the collar, another arm underneath the collar, and you pull.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Carlos was like, okay, now I want you to do it where you're trying to put in the collar choke. They get one arm to defend, right? So my partner started biting my hand, and I was laughing. I was like, yeah, you would do this in real life. You know, so I had to like move my hand out of the way, like move her face. But like, I was like, oh, if this was like sanctioned competition, you couldn't do that, and then that would not be an option. But because you were biting, I had to move change the game.
Yeah.
And then somebody got me in an arm bar. This is why I love training with Carlos, because he never lets anything off the table. Just don't hurt the other guy. Nothing's off the table.
Okay.
So this one guy was getting me an arm bar, and I was like, oh crap, I can't get out of this, right?
Okay.
So I turned my fingers that were like towards his face, and I started squeezing his jugular.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if that's the game. Did you hear that?
I don't know where that is.
All right, whatever. All right, so anyways, so I was getting... Sorry for you listeners. So I was getting in an arm bar, and then I couldn't escape out of it because the guy was strong. So I was like, okay, so I turned the hand. So when you're in an arm bar, your fist is close to their face because they're trying to break your arm, right? So I turned that fist around, and I started to squeeze their jugular, and they let go. Again, not allowed in competition, but that's a real move. And then I got them in side control, and then I was like holding them down, but I was like, okay, I need to move from this position, from side control. But I was like, I can't. She brought her bone. Okay. I was like, I can't move to my next position unless you move. But the person I was with wasn't moving. So what I did was I put my elbow onto their neck, and then I started leaning my weight on it. Yeah. Again, not allowed in competition, but it's whatever, bro. Like. It's like street fighting. So I put my weight on it, and they moved their face. I was like, perfect. I can move to my next position now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real fighting. Like, a lot of these fighters are limited in their real ability to fight because of the rule set. Like, you can't hit in the back of the head. You can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do a bunch of craziness. Yeah. Delusion.
Yeah, I mean, but it's all for entertainment.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
I think you should have known that.
Yeah.
I think it's because I think it's because when you view the techniques. Yeah, when you viewed the fights, you were more of studying the fight versus me, who doesn't really care.
You're looking at the
more for entertainment value, and I also want to see those cameras, how they move.
That's why I was so fascinated.
I'm more into the production of
100%. That's why I was so fascinated when I saw the fight in real life. I was like, oh, this is normal speed that I've sparred at. Like, watching these people fight in the ring, I'm like, this is not that fast. But it seemed really fast from the camera because the camera kept changing every 4 seconds. So I was like, oh my God, these guys are at superhuman speed. And the angle too, I was like, when they dodge out of their face, they like dodge a punch. I was like, wow, that was so close, man. You almost got clipped. But then when you see it in real life, it's like, no, that punch was a million miles away. Mm-hmm. But because of the way that camera was angled, it looked like it nearly missed their face. I was like, bro, this is what I do when I spar all the time. I keep a healthy distance away, and there's no way. Like, I know my range, and I'm like, you're not going to hit me, right? They know their ranges too, but when you put it in front of a camera, the camera makes it so that it looks like the range is so close. It looks like thin margin of error, but it's really not. Like, if you're really smart about it, you can keep your distance.
Yeah.
Which is, again, why Max Holloway defeated Brian Ortega. Because he's like, if we close it, Max is only a purple belt. Brian is a really elite black belt. He's like, if we close the distance right now, you're going to destroy me. So if I just keep my range and I keep picking you off, I'm going to win this. And he did. That's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
But that's like, of course, that's. But see, when you're watching on TV, you're like, oh my God, I can't catch this. What's going on, right? Mm-hmm. You're caught up in the production. And then they're like, oh, Joe Rogan's such a great fight analyst. It's like, yeah, because he's actually watching the live fight.
Yeah.
So you have the opportunity to see what's really going on. Mm-hmm. Not like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just fascinating.
It's a whole production.
I feel like because I aspired so heavily to go to the UFC... Not to fight in it.
Yeah.
But to, like, coach someone in it, I would, like, I feel like I awakened from that delusion by going to it. I was like, it's really not as glamorous as you think it is.
Should normally stop there. Sorry.
So, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, I think now the only time I would go, if somebody's like, hey, man, can you, like, prepare me for this fight? I'd be like, the first thing I'd say is, like, dude, really? That's head trauma. And I've been to one of them. It's like cockfighting. Like, do you really want to do it? And they're like, yeah, man, there's no other way for me to make money. I think, like, they say this kind of stuff all the time. It's like people who go there. Oh, just playing with something. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second, listeners. 1 second.
Oh, nation guys. Why now? Hawaii, USA. Why now?
Okay, back. All right, sorry. Dog was getting into some craziness. I had to stop her. So, anyways, what was I talking about? So I think that these fighters just have no other option in life except to fight. They're like, they're like, there's nothing I'd rather do than fight, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, because what else would you be doing? Mm-hmm. Literally, what else? But that's why Mighty Mouse Johnson, even though he was the UFC world champion and stuff, he's like, yeah, I had a job because I knew that if fighting ended, like, I'd just go back to my job because that has benefits and pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then when they say, like, oh, I could have been this, it's like, if you could have, you would have been.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, instead of fighting, I could have been an accountant. Well, no. Like, maybe yes in your head, but if you took the discipline that you used to fight in order to become an accountant, you would have just became an accountant, But this was the easier path. Or, like, I really hope that Brian just stops fighting now. He's already completed what he said he wanted to do. He's like, I just want to make it out of the ghetto. Right. He did that. He's like, I want to use this as a platform to get more things or like gain more exposure. He did that. He's the lead role in a upcoming movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like, why you need to fight anymore? But remember, Brendan Schaub did that. He left.
Yeah.
Brendan Schaub was getting too many concussions, and now he's a comedian and a podcast host. Mm-hmm. Brian Ortega was always a fighter, like always a jiu-jitsu teacher, right? But see, here's the dispel. We were talking about this before, like the dispelling of the mystery. Like, who knows if they, like Brian's like Brian said, like, I only did this to test myself. It's like, okay, sure, but like, are you also doing it to gain more memberships for the academy,
Yeah.
gain more exposure.
I think yes.
Maybe like we don't know how much they were paying Brian. Maybe he was making like $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay, and they're like, all right, Brian, the only way you're gonna make more money is if you become our soldier,
Mm-hmm.
and you fight in the UFC, show everyone how it's done. You know, like you get to keep 90% of the winnings. And he's like, all right, cool, because you guys are only paying me $30,000, so if I get 90%, then I can get all those sponsorship monies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how it works.
We don't know, but I'm saying like from a business perspective, that's kind of what happens, you know. Brian keeps winning because
I don't know why.
The odds were on Brian. but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's like we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
And to think we know by watching the promos is not correct.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, yeah, you should know better.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I say seeing through the scene. But when you read it,
they're designed as commercials. And what is a commercial meant to do? Right?
100%. But when I wrote seeing through the scene, I wrote SCEEN.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
Not like what you're seeing, like the scene of the play.
Yeah.
And this is what it is. You just don't want to be pissed on.
Right.
You know, that salty rain is warm against my skin.
You should have known better.
I know.
Jeez.
I know. It's because I love martial arts and like you and all of our other friends like Brent, Sid, Jared. You're all like, yeah, of course. And I was like, but I didn't know. I really thought like look at this belt on Brian right now on the simulation Brian. It's like, does this make you a better human being? Does this fulfill your life?
If that's what you want, I don't know.
But then what? The person on Joe Rogan's podcast, I forgot her name, but yeah. Anyways, so like the one who tore her knee, she said every time she won a belt, she became depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Rogan's like, what? But you're the champion of the world. I'm like, no, because you had the realization of it's fake. I worked so hard for this one goal, and then I achieved it, and I realized, oh, it's just leather and gold. And more followers.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, who are you as a person? Same sad, scared, lonely person that you've always been.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Follower counts don't equate to friends.
Mm-hmm.
Real friends equate to friends. And they say that you can only have like 12 really close friends.
Oh, okay.
But people have 5.2 million followers. Followers, not friends.
Yeah, I know that. We should know that.
I know, but it's like...
How did you not know that?
No, I did know it, but I was hoping that there was at least one last thing in this world that was genuine.
Uh-huh.
Only to realize the true genuine is realizing how ungenuine the world really is.
Okay.
That's why people are like, oh, it's the illusion. All right, like when I was saying before, I was telling you this a couple days ago, but when I was having this like conversation with like this like devout yogi, and she's like, wait, are you telling me that you see non-separation within separation? You see that the universe is all one at one time? I'm like, yeah, of course. And then she's like, wait, that's just ridiculously impossible. I'm like, no, it's super easy. You just have to stop telling yourself the stupid story that you're believing. That's what I keep doing. Like, I keep crushing the story. Like, oh, okay, you believe this is a reality? All right, go see it. It's like, oh, crush the story. Only to realize that you're left with everything's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Maybe at the end of the day, it's all piss.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it is.
That's probably what they mean by, are you taking the piss? You know what I mean?
Hey, possibly.
Like the British Neo.
Yeah.
Are you taking the piss right now?
I think so.
They're like, yeah, it's warm.
You're trying to play me?
Salty.
Yeah.
That's true. Are you trying to play me? That is probably what it means, actually. I was walking, I like picked up Starbucks, and then I was like walking back to our apartment, and I was like, that's what I thought. I was like, are you taking the piss? Is that what that means? Because right now I'm obsessed with that line, don't pee on me and tell me it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, are you taking the piss? And it's like, you're right. Are you trying to play me right now?
Right.
That is what it means.
Yeah.
So just realize that the world's peeing on you at all times, and you have to see through the illusion of it being rain. It's really piss.
Or no, it's an illusion.
No, it's an illusion, and enjoy it.
And enjoy that illusion.
Do you know what that's called? That's called Zen mindset.
Are we not entertained? That's what it's called.
Are we not entertained? So I read this book, the Osho on Zen.
Yeah.
Actually, I've read like 3 books on Zen already. I'm gonna keep reading more because I'm fascinated by this philosophy now. But like, he says that yoga is the beginning, Zen is the end, and I'm like, I don't get it. So again, in that conversation, this one person's like, oh, but attachments are so difficult to let go of. And I'm like, yeah, of course it is difficult to let go of. Like, our whole world is built up of attachment. And she's like, but the whole pursuit of spiritual gain and enlightenment is to let go of all your attachments. And I'm like, you're right. And I went down that path too. And you know what that path leads you to? Nihilism. Because then you're like, so what's the freaking point? Might as well kill yourself. Like, unattached from everything then. All right, so unattached from your own goddamn life. But then, so that's yoga. Fully unattach yourself. But Zen is all about realizing that once you've detached yourself from everything, that the only thing left is to detach yourself from detachment itself. And enjoy your experience, because this is all you get. Yes, it is an illusion. Okay. I have my answer. Remember how I had that idea of my life a video game?
Yeah.
I had that one revelation where I was outside Pete's Pizza, and then I saw, like, it was like 2013. It was a long time ago. And then I was like, oh man, we're playing Sims right now. If you play Fable and you own a shop, or you play like Elder Scrolls, it's the exact same thing as what I'm doing as I walk with my friend to get pizza. Right? We're on a quest.
Yeah.
And then I thought, as I was going to the UFC weigh-ins, I was like, oh, what if life was like, you have 75 years, and then each round of life is 24 hours. So you set out with this goal. Imagine if life was a video game. And this is really what it could be. Before you enter the video game, they're like, okay, in order to win this video game, I want you to achieve X, Y, and Z. Ready? Go. You've got 75 years and in 24-hour increments to get this done. But you have to leave the video game. That's why we go to sleep. So it's like, okay, you got that round 1 done, 24 hours. Round 2 done, 24 hours. You know what I mean? And then, like, at the end of it, when you die, it's like, all right, how far did you get completed? And then the winner of the video game is the one who checked off the most off their list. That's why people have bucket lists.
Yeah, that's the point of bucket list, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. My life a video game. It's really a video game. If you think of it that way.
Yeah.
You have 75 years to complete all of your tasks, and you're playing rounds of 24. So it's sort of like the UFC.
I mean,
it's sort
words
of
Elon Musk, we're in a simulation.
We're in a simulation. It's just like UFC. We know that there's 15 minutes to get the job done.
Yeah.
But they're in 5-minute rounds.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same thing. You have 75 years to get it done, but they're in 24-hour rounds.
Right.
My life a video game. And don't take the piss. You're taking the piss. Taking the piss, bruv.
Right.
That's what's going on. But the whole world's a piss. Really, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I like salty food, so.
Okay.
I like it when my food is salty and warmed up in the microwave. So I enjoy taking the piss.
Okay. Gotcha.
Wait, hold on. Last thing. It's funny because in the Zen book, they said that Zen people are very straight to the point, and they're so ridiculous. Because they're trying to show you how ridiculous life is by being ultra ridiculous.
Right.
It's like comedians. It's like my joke just now about I like salty food that's been warmed up in the microwave. So I love taking the piss. You know?
Okay.
It's so hard to be so woke. All right. Final thoughts? Anything else you want to say that we didn't air out?
Nothing. I was entertained though.
What? You weren't entertained?
Were
you not entertained?
I was entertained.
Oh, I was entertained.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it.
You know,
experience.
Dana White's kind of like, Dana White totally making that bank.
Like, oh, yeah.
So I was thinking about it. You pay $3,000 for one fighter on the undercard.
He's right there.
Yeah, you see Dana White's right there, yeah. Thumbs up or thumbs down, Dana? Kill him. You know. So you pay $3,000 for one fighter on the undercard. It costs you between $1,000 and $10,000 for a front row ticket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just bought 3 fighters. One person. So who's making all that other money? Are you taking the piss? You know what I'm saying? Dude, it's warm and salty out here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the arena makes that much. How much do they take?
Well, no, because they have to pay for the employees, they have to pay for the arena, they have to pay for the equipment.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a lot that goes into this. But when you follow the money, you understand what's going on. Plus, they owe $1 billion because they got investors, so they have to pay those investors back, which is like $3 billion. I don't know, something like ridiculous. Probably not billion. I think that's a huge number. But yeah, honestly, I think Zen Buddha Joe Rogan knows what we're talking about right now. I really believe that. Right. And if he doesn't, you're taking the piss. That's my new tagline from now on, forever.
Well, yeah, he does say, why do the fight? Like, why?
Yeah, he's always like, I would never fight in this. This is silly.
Right.
It's so true, though. Yeah. All right. I guess that's all.
You aired out everything.
Yeah, I aired out everything.
It was mainly you that was.
I know, it was just cheese. I was like, oh my god. If you're listening to this and you're like, wow, you sound really salty right now. I'm like, yeah, piss is salty, bro.
Wait, you drank piss before?
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of piss.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, god damn. Like, that's probably what they mean. Like, oh, you're so salty right now. But it's like, no, I'm just woke right now, bro. God damn. Egg woke.
Okay. Okay.
Sprinkle some salt.
The yellow.
Sprinkle some salt on that egg woke and warm it up. Because you're taking a piss. All right. Till next time.
That's your phrase from now on.
Yeah, that's the Zen phrase.
Oh, right.
It's somebody, when I die, somebody's gonna be like, wow, there was a Zen master that like always talking about taking a piss. And then other people, remember I told you like those people that were like, I was just explaining something. It's like, no, it's not that great, guys. Like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's pretty simple. And they're like, oh my god, you're the guru now. You're the guru to me. I was like, are you taking the piss? You know what I mean? It's like that's how you take it too far. It's like, just don't listen to my words, but listen to what I'm saying. Because a lot of people just look at the words. They're like, oh, he dresses like this, he must know. Oh, he's speaking in this language, he must know. It's like, no.
That's the marketing part of that too.
Exactly. Listen to what's really being said. That's why I wrote the in my bio on Instagram, it's like 7 billion voices, one message. Listen close.
I think this was the only fight that came out true.
Same thing. Oh, this one? He lost? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, the Canadian guy lost.
Well,
that's the only fight that came true.
Even the video game gave him a little love, and then in the end, didn't love him.
Okay.
We were not entertained.
Yes.
Thumbs down, Dana. But I will still, but still, this is the zen of it, right? Like, even though I know I'm being taken the piss for, now I know what to use it for. I'm using it to study. I will just watch my fights on Fight Pass, learn the technique, be fascinated, but never go to another UFC in my life. I'd never. Unless like there was somebody who had nothing better to do in their life, and I'm like, sure. I'd probably do it just for the experience, and then I'd be like, I'm never cornering you again. And they're like, but I'm like, no, I really did that for me. I took a piss on you.
Right.
All right. Till next time. Young money, cash money. Hey, can you just go down for a second?
Down.
Who's that Santos Asenroth? How come that person's face isn't filled in?
They don't have that character in the game.
Ooh, that's awkward.
Same with this one. That's why I couldn't play them.
Oh, makes sense. All right, well... Oh, wait, hold on. All right, so if you're listening to this, sorry, but Max Holloway and Ortega look really lifelike. Shevchenko and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she doesn't look the same, right? As their human counterparts. And Gunnar Nelson looks exactly like Gunnar Nelson. It sucks that, like, some of the coders were like, all right, you know what? Because you're famous and we're going to market you well, we're going to make this amazing look.
Probably, yeah.
But then the other one, like,
depends on how much nodes they get on their face to capture that.
Exactly, yeah. Ortega looks exactly like Ortega. Yeah. And Holloway looks exactly like Holloway. Mm-hmm. Right? They look exactly... Anyways, yeah, all right.
Well, does she? This is her, right?
Yeah. She doesn't look like her. Yeah, that's Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Look at Shevchenko. Doesn't look the same. You can obviously
has
tell that's
similar
CGI. That's CGI, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then Jędrzejczyk. Look at Jędrzejczyk. Like similar, but it's like
similar, but really
nah,
like those cheekbones are not really toned out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, one more thing because we're on the screen. So Gadea, that girl right there, Gadea.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's not a rumor. It's gonna sound like it's a rumor when it comes out of my mouth. But like another reason why I like Ortega is he knows that he's in the simulation of UFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna maximize on his enjoyment out of it, right? Like I was watching his walk-in, like when he entered the building, he was just like he was cool, calm, and it's like, how come you're so cool and calm? You're about to be punched in the face. He's like, yeah, because this doesn't define me. Like I'm just gonna like whatever. This is just my job for tonight. This is me in this moment, right? He said it. He's like, if you put a cowboy hat on me, I'm gonna be a cowboy. If you put a camera in front of me, I'm going to be an actor. If you put me in the ring, I'm going to be a UFC fighter. I don't know who I am. And I was like, that's the most zen thing you can say because it's like, you are no one. You're just adapting who you are to that situation, right? So on Instagram, he insinuated that him and Galdea got down. And I'm like, yeah, why would you not, though? You're like freaking taking advantage of the situation, bro. You're in it.
Okay.
Enjoy it.
Right.
You know? That's what the Zen master would say. All right.
That's what you wanted to add? Okay.
That's what I wanted because I saw it and I was like, you know what? All right. Until next time, we're going to spend the week taking a piss and figure out what's what.
Should have known better.
I should have known better. You're right. You all told me. All right. Until next time.
Peace. Peace. Bye. Yeah. Bye.